Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I'm here to do the Sagittarius October Horoscope. Still a lot happening in the heavens with Mercury retrograde from October 16 up to November 3rd, and there is a little bit of leeway either side of those dates to allow for what's called a shadow period when it's coming on and going off. Also, Mars is retrograde up until the 14th of November as well. So Mercury for you is in your 12th house, and Mars is in your 5th house. So 12th house is about the goddess, the subconscious, the house of the divine. And I'll talk more about that when I come to do your horoscope. Your 5th house is actually about leisure and pleasure, creativity, love, and the world of the child. Okay, so if you haven't joined me before, I'll just tell you very briefly what I do. I'll draw 2 tarot cards for you as themes for the month. We'll then have a look at your horoscope, and right at the end I'll do a psychic channeling for everybody, so just stick around for that. Okay, let's go and have a look what these cards have to say on the main board. Okay, so you'll notice this month there are 2 full moons on the first one is called the harvest moon on the 1st, and the blue moon is actually on the 31st. That's called a hunter's moon. So next one's 2039. So it's on Halloween as well. So that's significant, I feel. Okay, so first theme card for the month for you, my dear Sagittarius, is this one. Now I do it a little bit differently because I like to close my eyes and see what I see first. I see, first it was a flight of stairs, but very quickly it changed into an escalator. So a flight of stairs mean that you need to take action steps, but once you commence those steps, it actually gets easier for you because the escalator just carries you right up. You've got to position yourself, get in line, in the right sort of vibe, and once you're in that, then away you go. You see, you get carried along with the energy, and then it's not so much effort. So the card that comes up, wow, is the Devil card. Now, this is actually very strong, obviously, but it's not probably what you think. The Devil card just means it's bringing up blocked energies to the surface. These are things like addiction, maybe some old injuries or wounds from abuse, domination, control, those sorts of things. So you might have to deal with them this month, but it's actually a good thing because it's going to bring them to your consciousness center, center and forward, or forward and center. And so then you'll be aware, and you won't make the same, I'll say the word mistakes, but they're not mistakes as long as you learn from them, okay? But you won't make the same patterns of behavior. So this will bring things up, anything which has held you captive, okay? And it's being brought up for freedom and for release. So that's, you might start looking at them, and that's where the action steps is involved, but then it's got a life of its own and it carries you through the process. Trust life. Trust your soul knows what it's doing, okay? So especially in your healing of such things, because we've all had trauma and abuse at some point in our lives. There's very, very few people, I don't know any actually, who haven't had some form of abuse or some sort of addiction or difficulty at some point in life, okay? So this is a very beneficial card. Okay, so let's have a look at the second card for the month. I'm going to go with that one there. Closing my eyes now, what do I see? Yes, the door closing to the past. Okay, so you might come up with some memories or some energy from the past around this abusive sort of situation or addiction, and even sort of life-death type of energy. And then the next thing I see is the door closed. and it's like you finally got down to that bottom level where you can close that door for good. Okay, and the card that comes up is the Hierophant. This is all about knowledge and the wisdom to apply knowledge. Knowledge is fine, but if you don't have wisdom, you can get into a lot of trouble. You'll see here she's seated on 3 books. So this is all about the knowledge that she's sitting on. She hasn't been sharing it yet. Ask yourself, are you being called to share your knowledge with wisdom? That, of course, takes action, which is this red here, which is all about, actually doing something concrete and physical. And she's got a book here, and it's got keys in it and a key in her hand. So knowledge is key. And particularly knowledge of who you actually are, because you are an infinite, immortal being who lives forever. But most people don't realise that, because, we forget when we come here. We go through a process to get here in the incarnation, and we forget everything that's happened before, which that's so that we can start afresh and make fresh decisions. But of course the other side of that is what we've learnt, we've forgotten. You may start to have memories of past lives or something that's happened before you even got here, but certainly things could come up from your childhood or perhaps teenage years. Okay, so let's have a look at your horoscope now, because that is the tarot part of the reading. And so I'll just make that a bit bigger so that you can see. Okay, so alrighty, so I talked about the harvest moon, the full moon, and this is on the 1st of October in your 5th house here. Now, full moon brings transformation to the house that it's in, and the 5th house is all about the world of the child, romance, leisure and pleasure, okay? And perhaps with these cards that I've just spoken about, perhaps you're going to have some memories of your childhood come up, so that you can deal with that, because the goal is all about you having fun. And if you've got, some sort of situation in the past which has engendered fear into you, it's very hard to have, fun and to be joyful at a very deep level if you've still got unfinished business around fear and anxiety. And anxiety is very, very common these days. 5th of September to the 2nd of October, Venus is in your 9th house up here. This is the house of the higher mind. You may be thinking about study or maybe something to do with overseas connections. And with Venus there, it makes these connections smooth and harmonious, okay? The exotic has appeal for you. You could be attracted to foreign cultures, and it's all about beauty, love and spirituality. And you might find that you're thinking more about your spiritual side while Venus is there. 21st of September to the 22nd of October, the Sun is in your 11th house here. This brings insight, awareness and happiness around clubs, groups, connections and friends. These are highlighted. You may even meet a special friend at this time, and a leadership role could be offered to you. Maybe you're in a group or a club and somebody offers you a role in running that club somehow. 26th of September to the 27th of October, Mercury in your 12th house here. And this is a time of inward reflection and unconscious messages coming up, but they might be hard to understand initially because Mercury is retrograde. So it's good to write down all your dreams and all the little things in the day that come to you and think about them for a while. You don't have to rush in. This is a great time for a wait and see attitude. 25th, it's an 8-day period. Be patient and don't demand too much of yourself right now. 27th of September to the 4th of October, Mars conjuncts Mars. You may have strong desires to make a fresh start and strike out on your own. Channel your abundant energy into action to avoid frustration. And sometimes, you might be feeling really energetic and sort of go like a bull in a china shop. And that's when accidents and irritability and arguments can happen, so do watch that. And especially with Mars retrograde, although that's up to the 4th of October, so that should be okay. So Mars is retrograde to the 14th of November. 1st of October to the 27th of October, Venus in your 10th house here. Venus here, this is about your career and social standing, your reputation. And these are favoured during this time. You may be making good friends through work, or you could meet somebody beautiful. 6th of October to the 12th of October, Mars squares Pluto, gives you a strong drive for personal power and achievement. Do be cautious of ego conflicts and watch for domineering behaviour either in yourself or in other people. Give them a wide berth if they're trying to control you in any way. 7th of October to the 19th of October, Mercury sextiles MC. Okay, so MC is your medium coli, which is connected with your career here, and this is your career house. It's the type of career that makes your heart sing. It's not your everyday sort of work. But during this time, you could be making very important long-range decisions and plans about your life and your career. You do have good judgment, and others could assist you in your work. You are organising your life effectively now. 2nd of October to the 23rd of October, Jupiter sextiles Neptune, sharing your spiritual beliefs with other people helps you to clarify your own beliefs. Relax and take a trip to a beautiful and inspiring place. So as you're talking about what you believe, you actually get clearer and clearer in the act of talking. 16th of October is a new moon in your 11th house here of friends and groups and connections. This is new starts. You're likely to meet new people here, and they could be friends, and they could be special friends, in fact. 21st of October to the 21st of November, Sun in your 12th house here is a great time to retreat from the world for a while, relax and rejuvenate yourself. Your ambitions can be put on hold now. 26th of October to the 21st of November, Venus into your 11th house here, which is just great. You meet new friends. It's smooth, it's harmonious, it's peaceful, and it's beautiful. So you could meet a special person, and you may even be offered a leadership role here. It's a great time to go to parties and cultural events. Mercury retrogrades back into the 11th house, like that. And so there could be more group discussions, and your local community becomes your focus. But Mercury is retrograde from the 16th of October to the 3rd of November. So there might be possible miscommunications. Do back up all devices, because sometimes Mercury likes to have fun with technology, and it's not pretty. I know. 3rd of October to the 21st of January 2021. Doesn't that sound funny? 21/1/21. It's only a few months away, and it seems like it's like 50 years in the future or something, to me anyway. This is Neptune sextiles Jupiter. You could be feeling more generous and tolerant now. You forgive other people so you can move on freely. You may decide to make some charitable donations or help someone out. Do resist the temptation to overgive, and don't allow others to take advantage of you. This is a great time to take a relaxing vacation to a beautiful and inspiring place. Spread your wings and create. Okay, so you'll notice there in your horoscope several times a vacation came up, and particularly with Venus. So do try and have a few days off in a natural, beautiful type of place. Now, what I'm going to do is close my eyes, Savvy Sagittarius, and see what I can see for you. I'm standing on the doorstep. Okay, it's night time behind me. It is cold, and it's almost like in some way in your life you've been standing alone in some way, but it's all changing because you're going to be invited in. So there's a new group or a new bunch of friends, and it's like I go into this house and it's warm, and the people are taking my coat and they're giving me it's actually a hot chocolate. I thought it'd be a cup of tea, but no, it was a hot chocolate, and so they're making me welcome. So I feel like if you've been lonely, that some of that loneliness will be dealt with and disappear, or just go away or something. It's going to be resolved one way or the other, because you're going to meet people that are more in alignment with what you think. Okay, what else do I see for Savvy Sagittarius? Yeah, okay, so we're back on, remember I was talking about the Devil card and the addictions and, even death, and we're back on the death theme here. It's like something died, and it could have been a long time ago, and so you say, oh yeah, that relationship finished 10 or 20 years ago, whatever, it's dead, but there's something here that wasn't buried. So something died, but it wasn't buried, because what I'm looking at now is a funeral. And finally you're having the funeral so you could say goodbye to that relationship or whatever it was, your hopes and dreams that died. It was some sort of abuse or some sort of control, domineering behaviour, manipulation, all that dark sort of stuff. And yeah, you got yourself out of that situation, but still there's something left, so that you have to have a funeral and bury it once and for all. This is actually a really good thing, because it allows you to move on with your life now. So I hope this makes sense to you. Please leave a comment and let me know. You don't need to tell me your life story. If you don't want to, that's fine. But leave me a comment and let me know, can you relate to what I'm saying? Because this is what I'm seeing, a funeral, I see the grave being dug. I see the people standing around like at a funeral. And so do let me know if this relates to you in any way. I see a shovel there, leaning on the shovel, and it's funny because they have machines that dig holes now, but I'm seeing two men digging the grave. Okay, I get the colour purple. I get a man here calling out to me from the past. You may hear, with Mercury retrograde, you may hear from someone or news of someone from your past, perhaps your childhood, your school days, that sort of thing. So somebody could come back into your life, or you hear news. If they are an ex, just remember why they're an ex. Okay, so that's it, Savvy Sagittarius. I hope you found this helpful. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to click that notification bell. Mostly, have a wonderful month, and I shall see you again soon. Okay, thank you, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.